Inflation is usually explained very simply. Yesterday you bought a chocolate for 10 rupees. Today, the same chocolate costs 12 rupees. So you cannot buy the same chocolate today with the 10 rupees that you have. Basically, product prices go up and money buys less. That's the standard explanation. And technically, it is correct. But it is incomplete. Because inflation doesn't hurt everyone equally. And the difference isn't about how smart you are or how hard you work or even how much you earn. It is about where do you stand when prices move. Let me explain. Whenever inflation comes up, I notice something strange. Two people can live in the same economy under the same inflation rate and experience completely different realities. That difference isn't explained by the effort of a person. It is explained by where that particular person sits in the system. Even when prices move together, impact doesn't. To say this, forget inflation for a moment and think about how much money moves in your own life. Most people receive money in steps. Monthly salaries, quarterly income, annual increments, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months and 12 months. Now think about how money leaves your pocket. Monthly rent, everyday fuel, food, school fees, emergency expenses. Outflows are continuous. They adjust whenever they need to. If tomatoes cost 10 rupees today and farmers go on strike tomorrow, they cost 20. Your expenses adjust instantly, but your income doesn't. That's the mismatch. Expenses move now and income moves later. And that gap is where people feel squeezed. The system is designed that way. It adjusts unevenly. Now let's zoom out. Money doesn't spread evenly through an economy. It enters through specific doors: governments, banks, large borrowers, asset markets. From there, it moves outward. So people closer to these doors feel inflation later. People farther away feel it earlier. Same inflation, different exposure. Now look at assets. Real estate, business, equities. Assets don't wait for permission to adjust. Rents rise, prices shift, margins change. When inflation increases, your asset value also increases. So while one group waits for income to catch up, another group's balance sheet adjusts faster. Same inflation, different experience. And this is where inflation stops being just a personal problem and becomes a government problem. Because governments don't manage inflation in theory. They manage it through people's lives. When prices rise, households quietly cut back. They delay purchases, reduce spending, postpone travel. When millions of people do this together, businesses feel it, sales flatten, hiring pauses, and you see layoffs. Then people say the government should stop inflation. So, to stop inflation, governments usually raise interest rates, but interest rates don't hit everyone equally either. If you already have a loan, your EMI goes up. If you're planning to borrow, you stop. Businesses delay expansion, hiring slows down. So the same tool that is used to fight inflation starts hurting jobs and growth. That's the bind. If governments act too fast, inflation cools, but unemployment risk increases. If they act too slow, jobs survive, but purchasing power erodes. Every solution fixes one problem by worsening other. That's why inflation control looks slow and hesitant. Not because governments don't care, but because there is no option other than trying to control and balance it. Now bring this back to people. Because this is where understanding structure actually matters. Imagine two people, same city, same salary, same inflation. Person A sees prices rising and thinks, everything is chaos, I need to act fast. They panic buy, take loans to maintain lifestyle, lock into long-term commitments at peak uncertainty. Person B sees the same prices rising but understands how inflation moves. So, they don't rush. They delay big decisions, avoid long-term debt, not because they are smarter, but because they see the process, not just the pain. Person A and Person B experienced the same inflation, but with different impact. One thought inflation was chaos, and the other saw a system unfolding. That difference alone changed their decision making, changed the risk, and changed how much damage inflation caused to them. This is where most public conversations go wrong. When you don't see structure, you blame yourself. Oh, I am failing. You blame the government. When you see structure, such thoughts collapse. You stop asking whom to blame and start asking better questions. Which part of the system is this affecting? Who absorbs the cost first? Who gets time to adjust and who doesn't? Once you think this way, you position yourself differently. Inflation hurts, but bad decisions made because of inflation hurt even more. Seeing how the system moves doesn't protect you from inflation. It protects you from making the worst decision at the worst time.